OneStopRex.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza, the big one, all the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. At 4 a.m, my phone rang. They said, "I regret to inform you that your husband was wounded in action." Victor sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. I was doing school full-time, and I was also then caring for Victor. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. I just didn't want to forget that I also had goals and that I also had a life. What I did is I challenged Victor to meet me halfway. There are almost 6 million military and veteran caregivers across the nation. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
If you can plan barbecues and weddings, you can plan to protect yourself from a natural disaster. Sign up for local alerts, prepare an emergency kit, and make a family communications plan. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
If you came across someone struggling with hunger, how would you recognize them?
By their clothes,
their age,
the way they speak.
Hunger can be hard to recognize. Learn why at IamHungerInAmerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America, 200 Food Banks Strong, and the Ad Council.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Serve Nebraska believes that volunteers are part of what makes Nebraska great. Each year, the Step Forward Awards honors volunteers from across the state who serve their communities in outstanding ways. We hope you'll join us this year at the Step Forward Awards luncheon on October 27th in Omaha. Help us thank volunteers with a celebration to remember. To register, visit serve.nebraska.gov and click Register Now. We hope to see you there. Paid for by Serve Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
They are our love bugs and companions. They are our pets, our family, and they make life better. When we face unexpected challenges, so do our pets. That's why we're on a mission to support people and their pets. Whether donating a bag of kibble, sharing an Instagram post of a lost cat, or welcoming a foster pet into your home, every bit of kindness counts. Visit petsandpeopletogether.org to learn how to be a helper in your community. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Dance like a dad. It's a great way to make a moment with your kids.
First, I hold my hands out like they're on a steering wheel. Then I look over my shoulder. Next, I put it in reverse. Beep, beep, beep.
Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
As an 18-year-old, I let my mistakes kind of take over my life. I was 0.5 credits away from completing high school, and I didn't do it.
10 years later, at age 28, Jackie finished her high school diploma.
When I found out that I was pregnant, I know that I had to do something for myself if I wanted to make her a better person and provide a better life for her. My family never stopped pushing for me to be better because they knew what I could become and who I could become as a person. My support team is amazing. The educational director, my sister, and even my 7-year-old daughter has just been more than the support that I could ask for. I've been given an opportunity, and I'm just thankful for it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Dance like a dad. It's a great way to make a moment with your kids.
First, I hold my hands out like they're on a steering wheel. Then I look over my shoulder. Next, I put it in reverse. Beep, beep, beep.
Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Hey, it's me, your cell phone. We need to talk about something serious. I know you love me. I know you like using me wherever you are, but I feel like this isn't working out when you're driving. I know you may think that it's possible to focus both on me and the road, but I just don't feel the same way. I think we should spend time away from each other when you're driving. It's for the best.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Welcome into The Breeze with DP and Haas on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back into The Breeze. Again, I am Harrison running the ones and twos. We got the host, as always, DP in studio, Haas streaming in. It's good to see you. Keep these Sunday conversations going. And yeah, I mean, we said it last week, but these Sunday shows, the Sunday lineup, it's really awesome. Like top to bottom, when this thing starts, it's a solid lineup, starting with Jay Foreman, and then you go to Bigger Than the Score. And I don't think people realize the kind of reach that Pete Ferguson's had with his show and all the scholars, you know, the educators, giving them a platform. Then you go to Fitness Fanatics, all motivational stuff. And then obviously you top into Lloyd's and Lincoln, great father and son. And then you have The Breeze, Haas to kind of tie things off for the afternoon. Well, I can't say that anymore because we got Nico 1 to 3. It just keeps going. And that's a great thing to have here.
It's a full deal. I mean, Austin's Corner 3. And then you've got, I don't know, Sam McEwen and Tom Chattel from the Omaha World Herald and Lincoln Journal-Star, who breaking down the recap of what they see on Saturdays. And then the Husker Rewind with Tom Stevens and Mike Melby. They go 2 hours to get you. And then, I don't know, Sav and Sam doing their thing, men's and women's gymnastics. And they're so good. They are so extremely good. Oh, then from the scoring explosion, from the offensive explosion, Ricky C. Simmons, and get your happy on. And then the Malone Center, just because, you know what, let's provide some more about what's going on in Lincoln. And then 10 o'clock, we have you got national champion Amara Smith Spates from bowling, and what that show has become has been wonderful to watch. And here's the thing, to have Irving Fryer, Mike Rozier, and Ricky Simmons to commit to doing a weekly show on the Ticket. That we have new shows. Of course, Rocky Russo from the Lincoln Stars, his show starts this week. We've got some other shows that are going to start this week.
Yeah, we had some with the soccer girls. They just started.
I mean, fantastic. It's just there's so much in play. And that we'll add to it. And by the way, Thursday, if you're able to hear this, Thursday, and you're able to get to it, Thursday at 6 o'clock, 11th and O, the official grand opening of the new location. The official grand opening. And it's open to the public. We're not going to go grand with this thing in that sense. This is a public space. I want to treat it as such. And I want to invite folks down to come hang out with us Thursday. So there's plenty to talk about. Plenty going on, man.
Good things to talk about. How about Haas? How's it going?
Are you going to have a giant ribbon and cut it? And
yep.
Are you going to try to sell out the street corners like the volleyball match and every Husker game? Is that what we're going for?
No, we're not going to sell out the corner. I don't want to do that. But Haas will also send. We have our liquor license approved, so we will have ticket beer. We will have ticket beer here on tap pretty quickly. So yeah, there's lots going on, bro. There's lots going on.
So you said it's at 11 a.m. on Thursday?
6 a.m. on Thursday.
So what's the promotion with coffee and waffles and all that for Thursday?
Well, Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul will be here. They're gonna do the buffet, and Haas, to give you some idea, just think downtown DC, real barbecue, real smoke.
Where's
brisket.
Charles from? Because
He's actually from New York.
Okay, that makes sense.
But,
His
yeah.
food is insane.
Yeah, he's actually from New York, but his mother, traditional Mary Ellen was his mom.
Mm-hmm.
And he just wanted to honor her by putting, those recipes in a place where people could enjoy it. And that's what they do. And whether it's smoked brisket, whether it's, he's got the best fried chicken in town.
Got the best catfish.
The best catfish. Probably the best French fries. Absolutely the best collard greens.
Yeah.
Cornbread. Yeah.
I just knew.
And we're not even getting to the ribs and the smoked brisket or the chicken. So it's exceptional, Haas. Like I said, when you finally get out here, and that needs to happen, by the way. When you get out here, you get to kind of be on tour, and I'm sure we have listeners on board who would love to come and meet you and come hang out with you, because they hang out with you every Sunday. So it's a chance to do that. So, but we'll set that up, and we'll let folks know when we get Haas to town. It'd have to be on a bye weekend for the 49ers or something, to get him in play. 402-464-5685. Start him a text line. On our Lincoln hotline, if you want to come on and reach out, you can. If you want to follow on the live video streams, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Allo channel 951. Haas, where do you want to go today, bro?
I want to continue with the grand opening. So what if the best sign that comes out, since we're a wrestling show, the person with the best sign gets 2 tickets to something, TP?
The next Huskers home game. The next Huskers home game.
Best sign.
Is that Northwestern at home?
Yeah, I think let me pull it out. I got it in my wallet, actually.
Yeah,
I think you're right, though.
I think that's Northwestern at home. That would be a thing that we could do. And I think that wouldn't be an awful thing.
Harrison, make it happen on every show.
So Northwestern at home, October 21st.
The best sign, and what time? 6 a.m.?
6 p.m. 6 p.m.
p.m. Thursday.
6 p.m. That'll be during the I'm on Green show.
Yeah, that's also starting up this week.
Yeah, not a bad.
Forgot about. Whoops.
Yeah,
somehow.
Yeah, during the I'm on Green show, and then following that, the Mornay Pearsonell Don't Punt Hour. Yeah, there's lots of stuff going on, and you just try to. And we're not done. Bryce from the text line says, "Hold on, DP. Did you say beer? Ticket beer? Yes, ticket branded beer on tap. We're working on it as we go. There may be a ticket tequila in the works as well."
Oh man. As long as Strick knows, it's only Thirsty Thursday, not Thirsty Weekdays.
Yeah. You have to set boundaries. But I know the folks from the Still are contributing. I'm pretty sure that Kevin Meyer and Meyer Cork and Bottle will come hang out. I'm 100% sure that Dan Swanson and the folks from Canopy Street Market will be around. The folks from Allo Fiber Channel, especially the folks who allow us, Channel 951, to be a part of what we're doing. City officials will be here. Of course, there'll be former Huskers will be here. Current Huskers will be here. And literally the best food in town in a great location. So, Haas gets this, that, 15 years ago, it wasn't even that long, 10 years ago. Haas and I, were coaching freshmen in JV and varsity basketball in Fairfax County, just having conversations in general. And these are the same conversations we had then. It's just now that it's advertised and broadcasted. So, and if we said, he and I, just jokingly, and Haas has got a really big month ahead of him, because in November he gives his first TED. And the preparation for that, having gone through it, I can tell you, is a lot. Like, there's a lot to it. But if we had said, hey, we're writing books, we're doing radio together, we're doing TEDs, we're doing all this stuff, we would have laughed out loud. We would have just said, no, there's zero metric for any of this thing. And I say this all the time. If you don't understand how the universe works, the universe puts great people in your path, and then it allows you to be present enough to honor it. Like, just to recognize that there are good people in your space. And I say this, and one of my next books is going to be actually titled this, What Are the Odds? if you ask yourself, what are the odds that those two coaches from Fairfax, Virginia, and you add Barry Thompson, who was also on that roster, who the Lincoln folks know, if you add that to Harrison Arns from his small town, and that we're going to end up spending Sunday afternoons together in Lincoln, Nebraska, at the corner of 11th and O in a sports radio coffee cafe, what are the odds? And to tell you how brilliant and amazing the universe is, you just have to be open and be present when great people, nice people, kind people get together.
Yeah, I mean, that's well said. And I think that's a page everyone just have that awareness around you. And again, you kind of talked about, man, it's really easy for me to step in those rooms now. We just talked about it. I mean, it's hard for me to like not be grateful for it every now and then because it's just kind of becoming the norm. But, starting Monday here, I'm going to have hours where I'm on green for an hour, followed by DeMornay Piersonell. And DeMornay Piersonell being one of those guys that was kind of, when I was peaking in my Husker football interest, was watching that guy, his Twitter handle, the X label, whatever you want to call it, don't punt. Like, there's a reason. And I got to witness that. So, yeah, it's just incredible being having this lineup here. And the talent you brought in, everyone great. Haas, obviously getting to meet you. But, yeah, man, it's just super exciting. And Bryce from the text line, looks like my alcohol budget increased for that ticket branded beer. But, man, it's just up and up and up. And I don't see this thing stopping anytime soon.
Nope. Forward and up. That's where we're going.
So, Harrison, for you and for other younger people who are not married yet, there's one commonality between DP, Barry, and me. And it's the person next to us. And that person next to us are our wives. They are there and they're equals, and they polish things that if we had full control over, they wouldn't be the way they're at. So with every strong man, there's definitely a stronger woman. So take that to consideration as you're getting into your 30s, 40s, and 50s.
Stronger. So, through all of it. So Haas, this is where what I want to talk about, because there is a thing that falls into play, and it's a common discussion point when it comes to sports. That leadership, and you can define it as coaching, you can define it as executive guidance, you can call it even when the relationship decision making and otherwise. That often the difference between success and not success, and I think you have to brand it just that way, that there's success and not success. The great definition and defining of it is in defining what success is. And I don't think a lot of people have that. Like, I don't think that from a day-to-day basis and a game-by-game basis, a play-by-play basis, like Nebraska's call to battle is day by day, play by play, right? Get better and better. And there's simplicity in it. I want to sidebar. Again, speaking about coaching with Haas in Fairfax County in 2011, 2012, that somewhere along the way, I picked up a video of somebody chanting the code, the Husker prayer, not knowing that it was the Husker prayer. And the whole thing resonated with me. So I went to the athletic director and I said, I'd like to make this thing personal to our school. And so I wrote my own. But the start and the call and the chant at the end of it was day by day. But a lot of it is the Husker code. And I didn't know it was the Husker code. So imagine that for all of those three sports that I coached in Fairfax, Virginia, back some 13, 14 years ago, that we were chanting Nebraska call and response, not knowing that it was Nebraska. So fast forward to me coming to Nebraska, and the first day I get invited to the practice facility, I walk in and there on the wall is the code. And I'm, whoa.
I was gonna say, that blow you away? That surprised me, because I'm obviously biased. I'm from Nebraska, so I just kind of assume that would be well known. But
I will share. There's a video that was taken by one of my players that we would say this before and after every game, because my rule was as a coach that in order for us to finish together, we have to start together. We have to, in order for us to, and all of these call to arms are required in sports. But I said we need to start together. We can't finish together if we don't start together. So we're going to start together. And in that was this thing that happened. And he said, this is the best thing about playing sports here currently. And we had a student body that was second to none when it came to sports. None. There's none better than W.T. Woodson in Fairfax, Virginia. I'll show you videos, and then you tell me whether I'm making this up or not. But through all of it, right, this video exists of a captured moment. And after the game, he said, "Hey, Coach, I got you. I got you. Can I share this with you?" And it's one of my favorite things. To this day, it's one of my things. So I'll share it today on my social media. Two things. One, the video of the pregame, and just to let you know again, there was nothing for me to think I would be in Lincoln, Nebraska in 2023, 2024, honoring this. Like, there's zero. Hoss will tell you. Now, I can tell you that because of my friends who played here, I was Nebraska aware.
Right.
There are videos when I was in DC in 2019. I was running a federal media service, government, highest level. And at work, there are pictures of me wearing Husker gear with zero plan to move to Lincoln, Nebraska.
I just feel like when you saw that prayer too, just the cherry on top, that for me, that would have been like a coming to God moment. Be like, all right, I see you.
Yeah. But that's really what it was.
Yeah.
That I just went, you have got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. And to hear them, and the first time that I got to hear them, to hear it be done, and if you've never heard Rashawn Jackson do it on his show,
it's passion,
right? It's all the right things wrapped in all the things that matter most. And I think in the defining of success, whether it's Nebraska athletics, whether it's the 49ers, the NFL, NBA, if you talk Kobe, Mike, I'm trying to think of the great sports, John Wooden, and Hoss, maybe we need to do that list. But of people in sports who have given us the most mental, spiritual, and emotional nutrition. Like, I think like Mamba mentality.
Yeah, Kobe's an obvious one.
Right. But there's no Kobe rules without Jordan rules.
Mm-hmm.
There's no Jordan rules if you don't go back and reassess. And again, then you have to challenge yourself to go back before Jordan, who said all the things that carried, and Red Auerbach kind of falls in that category with the Celtics.
We're just
Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali. Bird didn't talk much.
That's where I'm kind of
publicly, but we're going to find out later in life. 5 years from now, the Bird Chronicles are going to come out.
I'm excited.
Like, they're starting to like, people are starting to tell the Larry Bird talking trash stories, and those things. Like, we need Larry Bird. I'm trying to think. Ali's certainly in that space.
Mm-hmm.
Hoss, who comes to mind as the people? John Wooden's pyramid. Are you familiar with John Wooden's pyramid?
Yeah.
Like, I think every human needs a class in John Wooden's pyramid.
Yeah, we actually had a history teacher that brought that one to us.
Right. So, Hoss, who comes to mind for you?
So you mentioned Kobe. About 15 minutes before I went on the air, I sent my wife a clip. And with the clip, it was talking about MJ, LeBron, Kobe. And the clip mentioned there's a time where LeBron changed. And that was after the 2012 Olympics. They recruited Kobe to come to the 2012 Olympics. And after seeing Kobe's work ethic, LeBron changed as an athlete. So with that, it talked about how Allen Iverson went to not the Forum, Staples Center, and played the Lakers. And afterwards, they went to dinner, Kobe and him. And then he's like, "What are you doing now, Kobe?" He's like, "What do you want to do?" He's like, "Well, I'm going to the club." He's like, "I can drive you to the club. What are you going to do?" "I'm going to go work out." And Kobe had 5 championships at that point, and Allen Iverson had 0. And so what Kobe Bryant has taught to the younger generation is you can have skill, but without work ethic, you're nothing. So work ethic can be very infectious, contagious in a positive way, and create so much greatness. And that's what Kobe Bryant really has exuded to the next generation.
There's so many. I mean, and text line, let us know. What is there a coach who speaks to your soul? Is there a player who speaks to your soul? We all have it.
We do have Bill Russell from the text line.
Right,
one of them.
right. I would say that you would think that there are quarterbacks who fall. Like Tom Brady's getting in that realm now.
Yeah, quarterbacks. Tom Brady to me is kind of. I mean, he's at that role for me already, just because his mindset. I mean, his whole story, just right from the beginning, is the definition of if you work, can be done. You'd be surprised.
And they're holding right there. They all connect. Like the elite athletes in the space, it's hard to be elite in that space and then not connect away from it or even in it. Pro wrestlers have been that for Hoss and I. Like literally we could have an entire conversation of just wrestling catchphrase. And
we've done it before. You guys did 15 minutes.
Right. Right? That you can do that. So, but I think the wooden aspect, I think defining success certainly would make it easier for other people if you tell me that you take over a 1-11 team, success is relative. But if you define that in full, you have to celebrate every step forward to make something 1-12. I mean, and I've been that coach. Like I've been brought in to take bad programs and make them competent, let alone taking a good program to make it great and then a great program to make it elite. But you have to define what it means. We know programs that could win 70% of their game, 80% of their games, and call the season a failure.
Yeah, your Alabama's, your
right.
Texas this year. If you want to throw them in, there's always going to be those teams.
Right.
Different parameters. If Georgia wins 7 games, you're like, what's going on?
Bo Pelini.
Right. I mean, but that's the thing. If you're winning 9 and 10 games a year, at some point, because of the vacuum you're in, you've misidentified what success is, and you allow it to get kidnapped and pirated and turned into something else that it's not, and you allow people to talk about it in a way that devalues the work that you're doing. But we know the program. I mean, think about it. Notre Dame's at a point where people are not having. They went undefeated in 3 out of 7, 8 seasons, and people laughed because they went and got their heads kicked in a tournament in a playoff, but 99% of the country would have turned their souls to be where Notre Dame was. And to be there and get your head kicked in is an honor. But we've misidentified success, and we need to change the way we talk about it. Right? Hoss, am I missing anything here?
Before we go to the break, so Husker fans, let me know what you feel. Do you miss Bo Pelini? Because literally what DP's saying and the consistent 9-10 win seasons that didn't cut it, that is way, way back in the rearview mirror for the program right now. Do you miss him? Do you miss those consistent 10-win seasons? So that's 1. 2, talking about Tom Brady, Joe Montana is the quarterback that comes to mind, and maybe it's because I'm a Niner fan. But I want to go on this tangent really quick. And I said that Brock Purdy is the best quarterback since Steve Young for the 49ers, and everyone thinks I'm crazy and still do. Steve Young said something that you should take a moment and listen to. Quarterbacks are being drafted based off their measurables, based off their height, their arm strength, and things that just make them a first-round talent. And they completely missed the boat on Tom Brady and Brock Purdy. And with Tom Brady and Brock Purdy, the thing that they have that's consistent is you can have 80,000 things go wrong around them, and they still are going to do their job. They still have the focus. They know what to do. They don't get rattled. It's kind of like Joe Montana, just having that calmness, but you can't measure it. And that was pretty cool to see. It's like, okay, so he's short, so we're going to make him Mr. Irrelevant. Tom Brady was skinny. There's always the pictures of him in his underwear or in his shorts. He's just skinny and small. That's why he was a third-string quarterback, and he was drafted in the 6th round, 201st, 202nd, whatever pick it was. So knowing that there's some measurement that's not being done, we're just going to go take an athlete who's 6'5" and all these first-round busts. There's film. Look at the film in college. There is film.
We'll send it a break on this one, but I want to set the table for it. Of all the things in the 5-star system and all the evaluations that they haven't figured out how to measure, is heart. We'll get it when we come back.
Is your backyard ready for fun with friends and family this fall? GE Landscape Supply has pavers and boulders, which are a great accent for any landscaping project. And you can find them at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere, nearby or far away. Stop by at 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. Go to gelandscapesupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
Dance like a dad. It's a great way to make a moment with your kids. First, I hold my hands out like they're on a steering wheel. Then I look over my shoulder. Next, I put it in reverse. Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
This is your captain. We are going to be experiencing some slight turbulence. Please fasten your... Oh, hold on. Just got a video of my cat.
Imagine the pilot of an airplane was as confident as you are texting and driving. Seems kind of crazy when you put it like that.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
Adoption of teens from foster care is a topic not enough people know about, and we're here to change that. I'm April Dinwiddie, host of the new podcast, Navigating Adoption, presented by Adopt US Kids. Each episode brings you compelling real-life adoption stories told by the families that live them with commentary from experts. Visit adoptuskids.org/podcast or subscribe to Navigating Adoption, presented by Adopt US Kids. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Administration for Children and Families and the Ad Council.
Getting experience to jumpstart a meaningful career can be difficult, and education can cost a fortune. Luckily, AmeriCorps can be the solution. With AmeriCorps, you'll earn a stipend and education award while helping people. Plus, you'll gain professional skills and make connections to help you build your career. If you're ready to start a career you can be proud of, visit serve.nebraska.gov/service to find a program for you. Paid for by Serve Nebraska, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
They are our love bugs and companions. They are our pets, our family, and they make life better. When we face unexpected challenges, so do our pets. That's why we're on a mission to support people and their pets. Whether donating a bag of kibble, sharing an Instagram post of a lost cat, or welcoming a foster pet into your home, every bit of kindness counts. Visit petsandpeopletogether.org to learn how to be a helper in your community. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Hey, it's me, your cell phone. We need to talk about something serious. I know you love me. I know you like using me wherever you are, but I feel like this isn't working out when you're driving. I know you may think that it's possible to focus both on me and the road, but I just don't feel the same way. I think we should spend time away from each other when you're driving. It's for the best.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Hello, this is Mary Pat Waite. I've had the privilege of working with Lincoln Families as their realtor for more than 31 years, and I'm so proud to be associated with MP Dodge Real Estate. For me, your transaction is unique in its own way. My experience allows me to bring you trusted care and a really great outcome. My NP Dodge family shares the same client focus.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
You're listening to The Breeze with DP and Haas on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What song is this, by the way, that just bangs? What is this, Harrison? Do we know?
This one might be Know Your Enemy.
Know Your Enemy. Well done. I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, Haas is definitely, The Breeze has got some of the better music. I'll say that much. I like The Breeze.
Yeah, and the wrestling people don't like monitor people using their music. They want people to use their music. Like WWE music is just like, oh yeah, you like our song? Go ahead. Please.
Yeah.
Thanks. Cool.
Free monetization. For them, it's like, yeah.
Free monetization.
Mhm.
Like, I don't understand why a lot of people do it, but there's that. I'll shout out Dion on the text line. We see you, bro. The thing about about The Breeze is that we choose different subjects and we ramble. We go all over the place. Which is kind of the breeze. Like, whatever way the breeze goes.
It's great for the listeners, too. Again, 402-464-5685. Those are your best opportunities to be heard. I'll say that much.
Oh, like we will get to your text. A couple of things from the text line. As a 49er fan, one of the trash talking scenarios that I always remember is Richard Sherman yelling at Aaron Andrews after beating him. 100%. Yeah, don't you ever talk to me. Yeah, that was the like
it's garbage,
right? From the texter, what up? He says, "What up, DP? What up?" Mr. V Mud Dog.
It's about Bo Pelini.
Yeah. He says, "Yeah, I miss Bo. Often think about what this place would look like if he had never left." 100%. John and Cortland says, "Yeah, just for fun." Jim McMahon, who was a great talker. I mean, again, the guy that took on the league, wearing rebel headbands and whatnot. So yeah, there's a lot to that. And then Stan, we see you, bro. We'll get to that in a second. Haas, you can't measure heart. You can't measure character. You cannot measure integrity. To me, it's a big problem in a system in a day where analytics override what our eyes and what production says. What should be? How do you not miss? How do you not miss? What's the thing? I mean, heart you can't measure. So you can look at film, and film will tell you. Here's the thing about film. Film will tell you what you want to see.
Good point.
Film tells you. Film doesn't tell you whether the person was prepared. It doesn't tell you how much work they put in, how many reps they put in. It tells me that he was able to make a play, and that matters. That matters. But it doesn't tell you that Johnny Manziel was throwing to the wrong place on the field 42% of his throws at Texas A&M. It doesn't tell you that you're asking players to make throws in spaces. Of the 15 throws that a pro quarterback needs to make and a college quarterback needs to make, how many of those throws can he make at high repetition? How many times has he practiced it? So, Haas, how do we get the measurables right?
I mean, obviously, coach to coach, that if there's the heart conversation there's a lot of trust that you have in the relationships that you have with coaches. And when you build that relationship, if you have a college coach who says, this is the best guy I've ever coached in the last 15 years, and then everything pops out on the film, that's something that you obviously have to count and add that value, because the coach isn't going to go and just ruin the reputation based on that.
Trust is the real thing.
There's people that will give word of mouth referrals, recommendations. When you're trying to hire someone, they just go and they say, oh yeah, this person's great. If they say, this is the only recommendation I've given for someone in the last 10 years, you're probably going to listen to a little bit more.
You would think that years of being like, you can Nebraskaize most of the conversations that we have in sports, and say that, listen, if hindsight is 2020, and then you have to say that people in the conversation at the time were responsible for what happened in that time, that there should have been folks to say, hey, you know what? 9 and 10 wins is better than what happens if you make the change for wrong now.
Especially when the change is like 500.
Not
average.
even 500.
It was just
Wish.
short.
It's like you
Well,
beat-
I'm saying like the change after, the Bo Pelini era was Mike Riley, who was 500.
but
loss
there was a decline, like a huge decline coming. And to say that, okay, and then to evaluate why you're making the changes that you're making. Like, what are you trying to accomplish? Like, whenever I take a new coaching job, the first question I asked them, can I tell them the truth, right? Because I in order for me to help you, I got to let you know what I see.
I think Deion believes in that.
Yep.
And he should.
Yep.
It's working for him.
Like this is what this is, and doesn't work. Then it says, well, but for you, what doesn't work? For the administrators in play, what doesn't work? What do the boosters want? Like, what's priority one? What do they want? And I think success is defined by the expectation and the work. Period.
Yeah. If you don't have a goal to work towards, you can when you don't have a goal, you can wrap up your week saying that was a great week, or you can wrap up your week saying that was a horrible week, and there's no real difference because you never set a goal. You don't know what the difference is.
There were Haas and Haas will verify and validate this. That at the school that we coached at, so the basketball program, so it's a Duke school. For a high school, it's a Duke. It's a basketball school first. If football happens to be good, great. But and then baseball, okay. So in these programs, instead of, if I'm going to coach here, what do I need to accomplish? What can I help you achieve? And with basketball, they were already the best team in the district. That wasn't the issue. They weren't winning regional titles, and they weren't getting to the state tournament that way. And okay, so now I know what I need to work from. And what I would hear constantly, and Hostel again will confirm, that the parents said, listen, don't get all excited about what we do in the regular season. We've seen this movie before. It doesn't end well. And I said, well, this is the first time I'm in the movie. So I don't know what you did before me, but let me just tell you, and it's the same thing with Lincoln. I can tell you, hey, I know what radio was like in Lincoln before I got here, but I'm not responsible for it. I can fix it if you let me, but let's be sure about what we're trying to accomplish. Also, we're trying to win regional titles. Okay, that means you make some concession in the regular season so that you can win in the postseason. Oh, okay, cool. Baseball. Well, we can't beat this school. Here's the school we can't beat. Oh, so guess what? You know what we did in year one? We beat that school. We beat that school. So much so that they fired the coach.
Oh, man.
Like losing to this school in baseball, they were like, we don't lose to Woodson in baseball, so you're fired.
Do you think it was the coach, or do you think they made a bigger mistake?
Oh, no, the problem was that they knew me and knew that, okay, and that if I had stayed there, it's a problem. And in football, it's like, okay, what are you trying to accomplish? And none of those things were set in stone, so there was no reason success was going to happen. So Haas does a really good thing, that he is a student of people, and then he identifies it. So Haas, I'll ask you this. for the 49ers to pick 3 quarterbacks. They picked Garoppolo. They picked Lance. And then they, just as a throwaway, right? And I'm not wrong in saying this. Just as a throwaway, they get Brock Purdy. What did they do right with Brock Purdy that they did wrong in the other 2?
So just one more thing. Brock Purdy was the 4th string quarterback for the 49ers.
Right.
No one talks about that. So they paid $2 million. I don't even remember the guy's name now. And they brought him in. He was Nate Sudfeld. They brought in Nate Sudfeld, paid him $2 million to be the 3rd string quarterback. And in the preseason, Brock Purdy beat him out. And he didn't even look that amazing because all I'd hear is he's short, he has no arm strength, and the bias from the broadcasters sunk in a little bit. He was able to get free and so on and so forth, and I understand right now I'm saying he's only good because the receivers and running backs he had. There's some things in there. The ability to escape the rush is probably one of his best talents. And that's why the 49ers kept him.
Yeah.
That's why they kept him. They realized, okay, what if let me pause. What if those Mac Jones rumors were true? What if the 49ers really wanted Mac Jones instead of Trey Lance? What if Kyle Shanahan wanted Mac Jones instead of Trey Lance? And he,
of course he did. Of course, 100% he did.
Because Brock Purdy is a better Mac Jones.
100%.
Yeah, I think the jury's out on that one. At least, I mean, hindsight being 2020. With you,
Harrison, like there are 2 doors. All the other talent in the room's the same. You can go with the Brock Purdy door.
Yeah, give me Brock Purdy.
Yeah, you can. That's right.
I'm not taking Mac Jones.
Right.
That whole situation with him is just crazy. We do got to go to break, Haas, but go ahead. Finish. I'll let you wrap up here.
Again, if the rumors were true and Kyle Shanahan really wanted Mac Jones, well, he got Mac Jones and he got him so late that no one wanted him. And this guy's more accurate. He's better in the pocket. He doesn't have any interceptions. He doesn't mess it up. Because you know what? As a coach, the most frustrating thing, and this is why the Buffalo Bills are 2-1, they lost to Zach Wilson despite having such a good quarterback. They lost to Zach Wilson, who hasn't won a game other than that first game because of all the interceptions their quarterback threw. So as a coach, if you love keeping the ball, you don't like turnovers, then that's why you have Brock Purdy.
Yep, well said. And again, I kind of talked to you a lot about Purdy, and the biggest thing for me is I was just waiting. Is he going to make that mistake? He's got the roster around him. He's just got to play clean, and that is what he's done every single week.
Let me add 10 seconds to that. So UCL surgery. So he didn't have the full surgery. He had a brace added inside. So he was able to throw after 6-7 months. He came back a month or 2 early. What if he gets his arm strength back in 2-3 months? He's going to get better. Usually when you tear an ACL, tear an Achilles, have arm surgery, you're better a year later. So what if he gets the arm strength back in February? Right now, he isn't the guy he was last year because he had surgery, and people are hating on him.
Well, we got to throw at the break here. Haas, I'll let you get your Super Bowl tickets ordered already for the break here. It sounds like you're pretty fired up, and you should be. As a 49ers
better than the Eagles. Definitely better than the Eagles.
Yeah. All right. Maybe we'll talk about that next. This is The Breeze. I'm Harrison. That's Haas. We'll see you guys in a little bit.
Hi, my name is Molly Party. I'm a realtor with MP Dodge Real Estate. I'm a newly licensed agent and considered numerous brokerages before deciding on MP Dodge. I chose the company that gives me the most support in my new career, plus guidance and encouragement along the way. MP Dodge has a unique mentoring program for new agents. It's helped jumpstart my career and has a supportive management team and administrative staff. So if you're contemplating a career in real estate, look no further than MP Dodge. It will be the best decision you make.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric brings exciting career opportunities for you or someone you know. They are now hiring plumbers, electricians, and HVAC techs and installers to continually build their professional team. They offer competitive pay and full benefits packages that include health, dental, vision, PTO, and 401k options. Action has created a positive team environment for over 50 years. Apply online at actionlincoln.com.
Adoption of teens from foster care is a topic not enough people know about, and we're here to change that. I'm April Dinwiddie, host of the new podcast, Navigating Adoption, presented by Adopt US Kids. Each episode brings you compelling real-life adoption stories told by the families that live them with commentary from experts. Visit adoptuskids.org/podcast or subscribe to Navigating Adoption, presented by Adopt US Kids. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Administration for Children and Families and the Ad Council.
I think it's just vapor. Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
One vape pod has as much nicotine as one pack of cigarettes.
My kid
knows it's dangerous. 5.4 million American kids vape, and most think it's harmless. Get your head out of the cloud. Talk to your kid about vaping. Visit talkaboutvaping.org. That's talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
Getting experience to jumpstart a meaningful career can be difficult, and education can cost a fortune. Luckily, AmeriCorps can be the solution. With AmeriCorps, you'll earn a stipend and education award while helping people. Plus, you'll gain professional skills and make connections to help you build your career. If you're ready to start a career you can be proud of, visit serve.nebraska.gov/service to find a program for you. Paid for by Serve Nebraska, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
This is how we do every day. We be grinding, and if you wanna come and text us,
if you love them enough to turn off your music and pretend like their music is your music,
this is Mommy's jam.
then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Let's play it again.
Check today at NHTSA.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
If you came across someone struggling with hunger, how would you recognize them? By their clothes, their age, the way they speak? Would you notice a 16-year-old boy who got his first job,
not for extra spending money, but to help feed his little sisters?
or a mother who's in between jobs and sometimes goes to bed hungry so her kids can have dinner? Or a 14-year-old girl who signs up to every after-school activity, not to make friends, but just to get something to eat? Or a retiree who fell ill and had to choose
between getting medicine or groceries.
I am the 1 in 8 Americans who struggle with hunger. People you pass by every day but never knew were hungry. I am hungered in America.
Hunger can be hard to recognize. Learn why at IamHungerInAmerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America, 200 Food Banks Strong, and the Ad Council.
Most parents have a homework schedule for the weekdays, but don't forget to cover the weekends. I'm Jenny Benson, president of the Nebraska State Education Association. A good way to avoid a problem is to set a homework schedule for the weekend. Set aside a couple hours of homework time on Saturday and help your student avoid staying up late Sunday night to finish a project. Remember, communicating with your child's teacher is vital for student success.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
College football in Lincoln, America. The time has come. Start your game day off right with the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the ticket crew as they bring you all the coverage you need to get you ready for the action. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show, powered by Sunbelt Rentals. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group of BHHS Ambassador, Select Plumbing, Jimmy John's, Lincoln Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits, Fleet Feet, Bure's Cheese Spread on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. You're listening to The Breeze with DP and Haas on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back into The Breeze. Again, I am Harrison running the ones and twos. We got the host, DP and Haas, as always, and this is The Breeze. And Haas, I believe you got a little bit of rapid fire set up here. And I'm if the Bears are in that question, I'm assuming already. But nonetheless, go for it.
So we always shoot the breeze here, and we talked about it. Like, what's the focus of the show? Let's just talk about what's on our mind, because that's what we do. That's what we always do.
Shooting the breeze.
DP, is the main event correct to include LA Knight with John Cena against the Bloodline?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with yeah.
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 Yeah. Let me talk to you.
Hey, what was really cool last week, if you heard it, we said that when John Cena comes out, you hear a loud pop. And then if LA Knight comes out right after it, it's going to be louder. And boom, it came to fruition.
Yeah, you called it. You did call that, actually.
Yeah, but it wasn't The Rock.
No one's The Rock.
Okay, let's just to be clear. Point of perspective.
Unless AEW has people that we don't know about. All right.
No.
Harrison, starting with you. Denver versus Chicago. Should the loser go to the XFL?
No, for my own sake. Jeez, Haas. No.
Well, you have to change that because the XFL and the USFL have merged. Merged into one league. So,
well, I'm not taking that because I won't have a professional football team after today. That's how bad I'm
you
feeling
don't
about
have a
this game.
professional football team now.
Aspiring.
Okay, there you go.
So no for DP also.
No, let them stay and get better.
All right. Better nickname. Maato from Mahomes and Maato or Mr. Taylor Swift?
Neither.
Yeah, those ones are
those are trash.
Yeah, I don't like either of those.
Both of those are trash.
Oh, Maato. I love the Maato. You have to see them.
No.
Change his name to...
No, don't.
But
why?
You bundle them up. You got Mahomes, Maato.
Not necessary. It's never worked. It's never worked.
If I had to choose, I'd take the first one. The second one's not Mr. Taylor Swift. Come on.
No.
Okay.
Call that man by his mama named him Travis. I'm gonna call him Travis.
His mom would appreciate that. All right, next one, Haas. We keep moving here. We got about a few more minutes yet.
All right. So the Miami Dolphins stopping scoring with 8 minutes left, taking their starters out, not kicking a field goal and breaking an NFL record. Good karma, or do you stick it to the team that didn't even interview you?
Great karma.
Yeah, I just think that's good karma.
Agreed. And it's a good reminder. There's so many things out there where you're given a choice and there's someone on one shoulder telling you one thing and someone on the other. Listening to the good shoulder and doing the right thing, it pays it forward and it just creates so much good karma. So, bravo.
Yep.
All right, let's see.
How many you got left here? We got time for two more?
You want to do two more?
Yeah, two more, and then we'll go ahead and wrap it up.
Okay. Duke football, are they legit?
Yes. That was easy.
Yes. Should have won. They're down the beast. Well done.
What made them so legit? Real quick.
Defense. They got speed. This is a fast, smart football team. Those are two things that lead to success.
Yeah, it's kind of the same thing. They're really good open field tacklers, just skill wise, and they can cover the field pretty well. Yeah, I mean, they're just doing the small things right. You're not shooting yourself in the foot. You're taking care of the small things. But yeah. All right, last one, Haas.
So going into this week, it stinks that the score's already out there, but DP knows this. The Commanders, for some reason, always have the Eagles number.
He was talking about it on the break.
And so I don't know if they beat them twice last year. I know they beat them once to break their 11-0 season. Mm-hmm. Are the Eagles the best team in the NFL?
No. Not even if they win today, they're not the best team in the NFL.
Who's the best team in the NFL?
It's the Niners. The Niners.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time saying it's probably not the Eagles, but yeah, you might maybe 49ers, but I'm not going to really count out the Kansas City Chiefs either. I just think that's a tough one. I'm going to say no because I don't think it's necessarily the Eagles. I couldn't tell you confidently who it is though.
It's not the Cowboys. That's an easy one.
That's all that matters.
It could be the Dolphins. It could be the Dolphins. It could be the Chiefs.
Yeah. After all, well, the Dolphins could lose today, and that would be it. Peter Ferguson, go to your room. Go to your room. Not a chance.
With that being said, though, we do got to get out of here, Haas. And then again, this has been The Breeze. Hopped all over the place a little bit here, but again, that's the name of the show, right? The Breeze. It's good to have Haas streaming in as always. One day we will get you live in studio so you can check out the new spot. But nonetheless, appreciate you as always, as well as DP hopping in here hosting. This is going to be it for us. But up next, we do have Nico. Nico on Ticket Weekends. He's going to have live interview. And then for another hour, we're going to be doing some replays. Haas, you got something on your mind?
6 p.m. on Thursday. Best sign, just like a wrestling sign, gets you 2 tickets to the Northwestern game. Woo!
Couldn't have said it any better myself. That's it for us. See you guys next week.